Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming out to Whiskey Row for this special Subpar brought to you by Zone. It's going to be a hell of a week. This is going to be the official start of WM Phoenix Open Week, I would say. You ready?
I've been ready.
So Sleaze is a Thunderbird, by the way, for those that don't know. And
When did you become a Thunderbird?
If anyone needs tickets or anything, I'm happy to just take care of everybody all the time.
Bird's Nest, VIP, Coop, whatever you need, just call Sleaze. We'll put his number at the end of the podcast.
Hey, you want to play with Scottie on Thursday? We'll set it up. All right. It's a pleasure to have our guy back here today. Three-time PGA Tour winner, recently reinstated member of the PGA Tour, eligible to fire once again January 1 of 2027. The great Pat Perez joins us. Patty, good to have you, brother.
Good to be here. Thank you.
There you go.
All right, who are you going to piss off this time?
Everybody like usual.
Yeah. Well, before we get down to this, Sleaze, why don't you start us off with this?
Yeah, a huge thank you to our guys over here at Zone. This is the reason that we're all here today. We got an exciting announcement. First, warning, this product does contain nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale is prohibited. We're in Phoenix, which is known to bring the heat, and it is the perfect spot to announce that a brand new flavor of Zone Nicotine Pouches has just arrived. Jalapeño Lime. Clap it up for that. Clap it up for that. I'm going to try that tonight. A burst of citrus meets a subtle fiery kick. Now available exclusively at select Phoenix area Circle K stores. While you're there, take advantage of the buy one, get four free promotion. Offer valid January 26th through February 15th of 2026. Shout out to our guys at Zone.
I'll be there.
Buy one, get four.
I like that deal.
I'll be there.
Damn. I like that.
That's fantastic.
All right, Pat. Well, let's just get up to date with your situation right now because
it's quite the situation.
You left the PGA Tour, I believe, at age 45. 46.
Yep.
You old bag.
I know.
But by the way, you were one of the guys. Like I was like, hey, I don't blame you one bit, right? Like you're 46 years old.
Yeah.
Tail end of your career. It's getting harder and harder out there on the PGA Tour. And you got a sweet deal from LIV.
I did.
You went over there, played several years on DJ's team, the Four Aces, before going to broadcasting. But tell us a little bit about your time over there at LIV and what it was like traveling around the world.
It's a lot of travel. I can tell you that much. Some trips are, 30 hours. They take care of you incredible. I had a blast. I really did. I played the PGA Tour for 21 years. I had never talked to anybody from LIV. And all of a sudden, I'm at dinner at Memorial, and I got a call from DJ. It says, hey, bro, I just signed. I'm in London. I need somebody. I said, well, what's the deal? I'd never talked to anybody from that group. And he said, they're going to send you a deal. I said, I don't even know what you're talking about here. So I play that week, fly up to Toronto. I'm doing David Faraday's Pro-Am. And all of a sudden, paper comes in. And Dee's like, did you get it? I said, yes. I got to look it over, da-da-da. And I looked at it, and then I started adding up a bunch of stuff. And I said,
bunch of zeros.
I just started adding up a bunch of stuff in like years. But I knew that if I did it, that Jay Monahan and the PGA Tour were not joking around when they said, you're gone. So I had, it wasn't just financial. It was like, okay, well, I'm going to be out of the tour. And I didn't really want to be out of the tour, but I also, wasn't playing well, struggling, 46. Like I said, I'm trying to get to the Champions Tour. I just didn't know if I was going to make it all the way there. And then sit out for a bunch of years. But LIV was actually phenomenal. I had a blast. We traveled around. Being with DJ was great. Playing with, him and Brooks and Bryce and all these guys, it was fun. But I don't know. I don't know if I would have. I don't know if I'd have done it again.
Seeing how it's all shaking out right now. Brooks is back. That happened quickly.
Yeah.
Patrick Reed's going to be reinstated. You're being reinstated. Knowing how it shook out, would you have done anything differently at the time?
I don't know. If I was younger, I definitely would have gone. I know. The thing is, I had a great time at Tour. I had a great time at LIV. I can't do anything different anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I'm just excited that I get to go to Champions Tour now. I get to play 3 majors this year. My first one will be this U.S. Senior PGA at Concession in April. And then I get the U.S. Senior Open at Scioto, and then the British Open at Glen Eagles. So I get those. I can also play DP if I want to, or Asian Tour events, stuff like that. I probably won't do much of that. But, I'll be full steam this year, next year. I basically got lifetime status on Champions Tour, so I'm just going to kind of hang out. I'm getting good at hanging out. Getting good at hanging out.
I'm just curious because obviously it was talked about with Brooks was an exception, right? He's a 5-time major winner. He paid a massive fine to come back. Patrick Reed, different situation.
Yeah.
Coming back in August, he has the chance to play some events.
Right.
For you turn 50 on March 1st.
Yeah.
Okay. Why are you not allowed to play starting in August?
So those guys resigned from the tour, which I didn't resign because I didn't want to resign. I just didn't know exactly what was going to happen. The way I looked at it is if you resign from the tour, that means they're going to have to reinstate you at some point. They don't actually have to do that. And the way it looked at that point, it didn't look like they were ever going to be able to do that or want to do it. So I just thought, you know what, I won't resign. I'll let it go. But then finding out when I didn't renew or sign the papers you sign every year in 23, you were already not a member. So I'm actually paying a penalty for playing those tournaments. Those guys resigned, so they don't face any penalty because they weren't members. It's like this loophole, I guess, type thing where you resign and then now you don't face any penalties because you fall into this non-member category, and then you get to come back and they basically told me, said if you would have resigned, you'd be able to play in August.
It's like they don't have jurisdiction over you if you resign your membership.
You're just, they have nothing. But since I stayed in, they're like, well, you violate all these rules. So
since your reinstatement was announced and now Brooks is back, obviously, too, have you talked to any players that you hadn't talked to maybe while you were at LIV or had any reaction other than positive, hey, great to have you back?
Yeah, no, I went over to Madison Club last week, played on Tuesday at the at the Madison Pro-Am there. And I saw Brant Snedeker and Kuchar and Keith Mitchell and a bunch of guys. And they were like, hey, glad you're back.
Welcome.
We missed you. We're glad you're back. But they know I'm going to the Champions Tour anyway. They know I'm not trying to get in signature events and, play on this tour. And I just want to get, I want to get on the Champions Tour. And they were all excited. They were happy and like, hey, glad to see you back. And, good luck.
I mean,
I thought it would be a little different. But
you came up to Whisper Rock a few weeks ago and you got a damn standing ovation in the men's grill. I was like, God, we really like this guy still?
I can fool them.
You can't fool them.
But they've been great. Everyone I've talked to and seen, they've been awesome. But I never had a problem with any player. It wasn't like, and I told everybody the same thing. I never had a problem with the player. I got a deal that I just really couldn't refuse.
And I feel like most of it, with some exceptions, was from the media. Like when this whole thing started, that was like kind of
I hate those people.
Fuel in the fire. But like most players were like, yeah, dude, I get it. It got offered. You know what I mean?
A lot of players got offered a lot of money, and guys just didn't take them, and that's what it was. And so it's every case is its separate deal, and players decided to go, and some didn't. And whatever it is, whether you decide to stay or go, it is what it is. But I don't know. I made a choice, and you live with it, and you move on. And I'm just thankful that the tour's going to have me back, and I'll be able to play a Champions Tour at some point, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and you're going to be a problem out there. I mean, I played with you the other day, and the game looks pretty good.
I hope. I've been playing a lot. I've been practicing a lot. More resting than anything, but I'm excited to get back into it again. I haven't played in a couple of years, and I kind of needed a break anyway. I mean, I've been on the road since 1998. Traveling, playing all over the world. It's actually been, so awesome to be at home with the kids, be with them every morning, drive them to school, go play, pick them up, have dinner, do the whole thing like a dad, does. I haven't been able to do it my whole career. So it's been fun. So I'm not really that anxious to get out there yet, but I know starting next year it's going to be a busy 9 years, so I'm really looking forward to both.
Yeah, a nice little break. Like most people don't get to take a little 1 or 2 years off from competition. Makes you almost like appreciate the fact that you get to do it for a little.
Yeah, I mean, golf is unique where you can play, and then if you take a break and you've actually done well enough, then they reward you with this Champions Tour where you can play 50 on and play as many as you want or not as many as you want. I mean, it's quite a luxury to have, and pretty lucky to have it.
Talk to me about your time broadcasting over there. I cannot believe they let you have a microphone.
I can't either. They said, it was actually funny when they said, look, they said, we want you to be you. I said, guys, guys, let me tell you something. That ain't going to work. I said, I got to find this alternate type of person that doesn't get me like shot or arrested or something like that. I said, I got to do something.
I'd be more worried about that first one.
So we do the rehearsal. It's in Riyadh. Do the rehearsal. It's 5 degrees. It's freezing, and they come to me on the first one. They're like, "We're going to do this run. It's full run." Da da da. And I'm frozen. Like I don't even know what to say. So we get done. I did terrible, absolutely terrible. Keith Hirschland is, he started with Golf Channel and all that stuff, and we get to the next morning. He goes, I think we made a mistake, with you. I don't think this is going to work out, I said, no. I said, let me get another try. I said, I don't really know what I'm doing here. Let me just try to learn what's going on. I was talking to Britton about it. That next time, I'm like, I got to find something here. Like, how do they? I don't know what they're doing. And I said, you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to try just putting myself in the player's shoes, like if I was mic'd up. And then I did, and they're like, man, that was so much better. And I said, well, okay.
Couldn't go much lower.
You can't go any lower. It's terrible. It was horrible, obviously. So I did that, but the pregame also helped me as well, because talking with Stoltz, Stoltz is an absolute pro's pro. The guy's incredible. Faraday helped me out. Everybody in the team was phenomenal. They helped me out as much as they could. And, but then again, then the mic, now we're on live, first day. And I've got DJ, of course, so I don't know what the hell I'm saying. He's so fast, I can't get it out fast enough before he hits. And the ball's gone. I'm like still building up the shot, and the ball's almost on the green. And the hardest thing about it, and you've done it longer, the timing of it is trying to find the time. But Jerry was a pro because he helped set me up into like, hey, Pat, we're going down to you. You got, Dustin here. What's he got? And that kind of helped me out. And they said, look, eventually you're going to have to be able to do this on your own. You're going to have to know the timing of when to come in and also not talk over somebody if, Jerry or David's going to say something. You guys have got to figure this out. I said, how do we do it? He goes, I don't know. You're going to figure it out.
Tell me about this Arlo White, okay? Because for y'all don't know, he's the lead guy over on LIV, but he's also the voice on Ted Lasso, which I'm sure all of you have seen. Exactly. And it seems like, that voice is just on at all times.
A lot of energy, that man. He pumps about 12 Celsius a day, and he's.
You are a slacker, Sleaze.
Might I introduce you to Zone also?
He likes the wine like I do. Arlo's fantastic. He's a perfect hype guy. Just perfect hype guys.
A 3-footer sounds like they just won the World Cup.
Exactly. It's he's awesome. He was so good. He's perfect energy for it. Studies. He's got this notebook like this of all the players and all the stats and everything you could possibly need for what he does. So he's actually done a lot of work, because this guy came from a total different sport and just got thrown into golf. He's done a great job. Great hype man. And of course you got Faraday, who's been around the game forever. He'll always throw a line in or throw some knowledge. And then you got Stoltz, who's just the absolute pro doing it. So
were you more nervous playing or the first time you were on a broadcast?
No, not even close. Broadcast.
Yeah, no one cares if you suck on the golf
course.
No
one cares. No one's watching anyway.
TV,
Nobody's watching me anyway.
Yeah,
they're not watching me anyway. But now they're all of a sudden on live, TV. The hardest one, so they do this 9 at 9. So after 9 holes, they do like this recap of what everybody just saw. I don't know why, but we were doing it anyway. So I get up there, and they go, come to you next, big boy. And I'm trying to think of what group I have and what do they do and what their score is and all this stuff. And I'm looking at this camera, and the guy's like looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, DJ, and I just cut it.
Over to you, Suad.
Over to you, somebody. Goodbye.
Gives you a little different appreciation, though, huh? For these dudes doing it. It's the thing that, when someone messes up or says something stupid, like, oh, that's the dumbest comment I've ever heard, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, when you're the one talking for 4 hours, you're like, oh yeah, that can happen.
So they always, they put me with the lead group. So that's what all the people are. All the people with that. So the worst one was at Doral. Coming off 9, coming to 10. Now, as soon as you get done with that 9th hole, you've got to find a spot to set up. But sometimes you can't get away from all the people. So I'm 10, they're literally like, we're coming to you in 30 seconds. I'm like, dude, I'm not even anywhere near a spot. So I park it right on the cart path going down 10, and all of a sudden, here they all start coming off 9. Because I got Bryson and Brooks and everybody, and I got all these people yelling at me in my ear. They're behind the cameras, they're basically like tackling me. And I said, and then the worst case, I've got Bryson, so now I'm ready to go. I've already got a recap in my mind what's happened. And Faraday goes, hey, Pat, coming down to you. So what's going on with Phil?
Let me tell you about DJ.
I said, I don't have Phil. Bryson. I got everybody on. I said, I got nothing. And I just walked away. I almost left the mic and almost walked in.
What I'm gathering from this is we're done with TV.
Done with TV for now.
For now.
I might do it again one day. Who knows? I might do it again down the line. I actually had a blast. I had a blast learning, the ins and outs and, timing of it. Keith Hurston was incredible. He taught me a ton. So, the whole team did. They taught me a ton. It was really fun to learn how to do it. And then, of course, the easiest part was actually talking about the players, because I'd played with them all for 3 years. I know them so well. So I know the personalities. I know the way they hit shots. And once I started to get the hang of what I was doing, setting up the shots was easy because I knew what these guys were going to do anyway. Other than that, it was tough.
How much different was traveling on that tour? You got a team. Does it feel more like college? Does it truly feel like that, or is that just kind of the way it's marketed?
Yeah, DJ really took care of me. He, he'd have a plane, or he would take me. And but if not, I mean, you're flying first class. They put you up at the Ritz. They got 3 squares a day. They got this team room, all the booze and food you can drink, eat. Caddies were the ones that are treated like gold. I mean, caddies are literally treated like gold. They got, business seats, their own hotel, their own restaurant to eat. It's all upside for everybody. And that was what was so, I think that was what was so fun about it, is when you leave the house for 2-3 weeks, you're not out a dime. And you're literally living like, Steph Curry for,
Well, he just signed for $890 million with Nike, so
that would be nice.
That'd be a pretty good gig.
That's a pretty good deal.
Let's talk a little bit about this week here, the WM Phoenix Open, which, in my opinion, knowing you as well as I do, I would say you have a love-hate relationship with the place. What's it like playing here in front of this crazy crowd?
It's something. The first year I played was 2002, and it wasn't anywhere near what it is today. It took me 9 years to make the cut.
Okay.
So I already had some bad memories.
You're not a quitter.
And then my 10th time I was leading the tournament. I didn't win, but it's something. I'll tell you. I mean, it's something. Coming down there late on the weekend, I mean, they are loud. I mean, they're loud.
Do you enjoy it though? Or
I don't think I enjoy it as much as I should have. I should have looked at it a little differently. But because I've had so many Fridays where I'm trying to make the cut. And you go through 15, 16, 17, they're yelling at you and they're all this. I mean, there's real stuff on the line here. I'm trying to get in. I don't play that course well anyway. I'm trying to get in. They're all over you. And the only time I really made a cut is when I teed off later on 1 on Friday. And I would slow down to try to not get to 16T. By the time it was dark.
All you drunks go home.
So then I'd get to 16T in the morning. There's nobody there. It was perfect.
That's pretty smart.
That is smart. Do you have a most memorable 16 experience, whether it's a shot you hit or somebody else?
No, I made a bunch of 5s. I mean, I've been booed.
A lot of booed. 5 hard to make there.
Booed left and right. I mean, just wearing it.
You ripped some guy's shirt in half.
Yeah, no, you know what it was? So that guy, they were yelling at me from up there, yelling at me. And he goes, we got a shirt. I'm like, dude, I don't care, And they throw the shirt down, and it's me slamming my club at Pebble.
It's a beautiful picture.
It is beautiful. Now, looking back at it now, I would take that. I'm actually upset because I would have kept it. I actually would have put it on.
Yeah.
See, but I was in a different zone at that point, and, I mean, I got pissed. I was pissed. I ripped it. Probably bad play, but I should have kept it. Today I would wear it.
I forgot about that Pebble Club.
I did.
Did it break?
No, I tried. That was an old steelhead. That was a tough shot.
That's one of the
old school.
That's
old
notable freakouts.
That divot was worth about $12 million.
Yeah, what's that cost at Pebble?
Yeah,
that's real expensive real estate right there.
Yeah, that's 24 years is not enough. Forget that.
It was a beautiful
moment.
Thank
you.
It was we're glad we could bring that up for you.
Got a water, anybody, please?
Yeah, we'll get some water for you, Pat.
But
didn't mean to make you nervous talking about your club slam.
Got plenty of them.
I do want to know, because as much as golfers don't like to admit they watch golf, you do watch it.
I watch a ton of it.
And what Scottie Scheffler is doing right now is just absolutely absurd. Like, this guy is 2.5 to 1 to win this week in a very good field at Phoenix. What do you think about what he's doing?
Tiger's 2 months older than I am. I met him when we were 8 years old. I've played against him, well, not necessarily lately, but thank you. I've played against this guy my whole life, and not in my lifetime that I think I'd see a guy that plays anywhere. That's not the same game, obviously, but dominant as him. I just didn't think it would come, because I still think that Rory is the closest I've seen talent-wise to Tiger. I don't think anybody's ever going to get to 82 wins and all that stuff again. But this guy's different. I mean, I don't know what it is. And I love the way he goes about his business. It's just golf, go home, family. There's no flash. There's no nothing. He just literally does what he does, and he goes home. It's almost like he doesn't realize what he's doing and how incredible it is. But I watched it. The feet moving, all this. I just can't get my head around, because you watch another guy who's perfect positions. Looks like Ray Lewis, just winning everything all the time. And then here comes this guy, and he's got, shots and the hands, all this other stuff. But he's a phenomenal putter.
He is now.
But he never misses the center. What he does is incredible. I think it's phenomenal. It's so good for the sport, because you don't want to go too far before you get another guy. But again, about 5 years ago, I did not think anybody would come out of that that young talent, not young, they're 30, but younger than me. But the Spieths and the Thomases and the Homas and all these guys, I didn't think somebody would ever really separate like that.
Oh, he is separated.
No, it's beyond.
I don't think anybody did. It's almost more impressive, like to your point, like going back to Tiger. He could do things that like nobody else could do.
Yeah.
Like you could just watch him hit a shot, like, well, I'll just never do that.
Never.
Scottie doesn't really have a shot that like other people just can't do. He just never messes up. I think it's almost
he
like,
just
just
never messes
doesn't have
up.
A physical.
I mean, Tiger hit it all over the map sometimes, and he'd hit this wedge over a tree to a foot in the dark. I mean, stuff like that. It's just the theater he put on was incredible, and Scottie's doing it just in a different way. But I just can't believe that he separated himself so much. Like when the guy tees up, he's gonna be there at the end. The boys texted me the other day, said, who should we take on the weekend? I'm like, Scheffler's gonna win. I mean, I can tell you right now. I mean, if he's anywhere near the lead, at American Express, he's gonna win.
I talked to Siwoo Saturday at Torrey Pines last week, and he was in the last group with Scottie at American Express, and he was leading by 1.
Right.
And I said, "How was it playing with Scottie on Sunday?" He goes, "I said I hope I just finish second." I mean, this is one of the best players in the world with a lead, and he was like, "I just hope I finish second because he's that good." And like you said,
it is incredible.
It's got to drive the guys nuts because, like Slee said, they can do everything he can do. He just does it way more often, and he's the nicest guy ever. Like when Tiger walked on the range.
Oh, it was different. It was different.
I mean, there was an aura, there was a presence. It was intimidating.
When that red showed up,
yeah,
and then he started wearing the mock. I mean, he looked like a mannequin,
like
just a mannequin, just perfect.
And now Scottie walks on. It's like, hey, Scottie,
Scott,
how's
what's
it going?
up,
How's dinner? Like, no big
Exactly.
deal. Cool, you're about to win by 8 again.
The intimidation factor Tiger had is like nothing. You might not see it again. It was just different. And I was close to them. I knew him my whole life and all that stuff. We hung out or anything, but I'd be able to talk to him on the range and find out what's going on. How you doing? How's life? Whatever. It was just different. When he showed up to an event, it was just it was spectacular.
Like the Sunday scoring averages of the people that he played with,
joke.
They were like shooting 74.
That's what makes that's what makes him VJ's 9-win season so impressive because he went against him, And then Phil, as great as Phil is, he just, but Phil would tell you, Tiger pushed him. Mm-hmm. Tiger pushed him. Here's a guy with 46 wins, 6 majors, won at 50. I mean. But Tiger, man, it's so unfortunate what has happened to this guy because I would love to have seen what could have been, what the final numbers could have been without all the stuff.
It'll be one of the great what ifs. I don't think Scottie will run into the same issues, but
I don't think so
one of
either.
the great what ifs.
Yeah,
I think they're tied on arrests though at the moment.
Valid.
That is true.
Both have had a little.
That is true.
If I put you on the spot right here, this is probably tough, but I mean, as many times as you've played with Tiger, is there one shot that sticks out?
I mean, he basically invented the stinger. Mm-hmm. How he used an iron around Hoy Lake to win is hard to do. Because one, you got to be hit far enough. You got to hit it low enough. But he was, the thing about Tiger, he was the best putter by far. It wasn't even close. And someone had to make a putt from 10 to 15 feet that had to go in. It was in. You just knew it. It was not a 3-footer missed ever. Ever. But everything he did was just so above and beyond what all of us, playing could even fathom. Like, how the hell is this guy doing all this? I mean, we know the positions are perfect and this, but how does he continue to make these shots happen when they absolutely have to be happening? Everyone's got that dream. Oh, if I had this shot to, do this, would I be able to pull it off? Well, he did. Mm-hmm. He did it a lot.
82 times.
82 times and, 15 and. Again, I wish the numbers were higher because he deserves the numbers to be over 100 wins. And I thought for sure, honestly, if 2005 you would have bet this guy's not going to win 30 majors and
he's going to win
times, everyone.
You know what's going to be crazy though is like 50 years from now when he's gone and everybody, you're going to be telling like young kids about this story.
Yeah,
of this
exactly.
Tiger Woods. No one's going to believe it.
No, they're not.
He did what?
Yeah, exactly. It's incredible. It really is. But Scottie, to your point, he's doing things I didn't think he was going to separate. I didn't think there was somebody in that group that could separate. I really thought it was going to be Rory, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because Rory's action is phenomenal, huge speed, works his ass off. I just thought he was going to be the one that kind of, he got the Grand Slam. Obviously, that's incredible achievement. But I just thought he was going to be the guy that everybody was going to be chasing.
I think everybody did.
Dude, after 2014, if you said, hey, that guy won't win another major for a decade.
That's unreal.
You'd have said, I'll bet you anything
You'd
you
lose
want.
every dime you had.
Anything you want. Do you think you see Tiger on Champions Tour this year?
Yeah, I hope so. You'll have more spectators there.
US Open, doesn't
You'd have more
be the
people
first?
watching that than. He told me a long time ago he would only play the U.S. Senior Open because he wants all the USGA trophies.
Only guy ever, right?
It'd be the only guy ever. So I hope he's healthy enough. I hope he can play. It'd be great to have him out there. It would help the Champions Tour out a ton. I don't know. The thing is, I think at the point he's at, if he's going to be able to play, he's going to play a signature event. He's not going to go to, I don't even know where the cities are. I got to look them up. But, I hope he plays at least a couple Senior Opens.
If he's healthy enough, you think he played the majors? U.S. Open, I'm just kind of assuming.
U.S. Senior Open would probably be the one. Maybe, if the British Opens, if he's healthy enough, if the British Opens back-to-back, he'd stay over for the second one. I could see that, definitely. I don't know how much he's going to play. I don't know what shape he's in or, how his body is after the surgery. I don't know. But it would just be nice to see him play again. I'd hate to see him go out, where he just can't do it.
Yeah, he did just sign that deal with Insperity, and they have a senior tour event
that would be
in May.
I hope that's in there.
Very possible.
I hope that's in there.
Before we end this real quick, it is Super Bowl week.
It is.
Seahawks, Pats, Seahawks -4.5. What does Pat Perez think is going to happen?
I like the Seahawks. I do. I like the Seahawks.
All right.
Got a couple cheers.
I mean,
Pat would be for the Pats.
No, I don't know. I think Drake May is incredible. I don't know. I'm actually pulling for the coach because he's the only one that would have, he'd have a ring playing and coaching.
Yeah.
I think
Vrabel's the man.
Vrabel would be. I think it would be awesome.
I don't know if you know Vrabel. You'd get along very well with him. Y'all be fast friends.
I'm just hoping for a good game. I mean, like the national championship game was incredible. I just hope for one of that. I don't really have a favorite either way because I'm not. I used to be a Chargers fan and.
You used to be. You're done.
San Diego.
Did you retire
when they went to
moved?
LA? I was done.
Oh, okay.
I'm not for LA. So, but. Hopefully it's a good game.
Yeah, hopefully it's a good game. But, man,
Let's
always
see if we
good
have
catching
points.
up with you, Pat. Good to have you back on Subpar,
sir.
man. We appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Pat Perez, everyone.
Thank you.